example of factorial. So today we'll be taking another example. Have you heard of what are Fibonacci numbers? Any of you? No one has ever heard of Fibonacci numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain it?
Like the starting two numbers will be 1 and 1. Then we
Okay,
add the last two, 1 plus 1, 2. Then we add 2 plus 1, 3, like that. So on.
perfect. So the starting two numbers are 1 and 1, and we add every two preceding numbers to get the third number. So you can take the starting two numbers to be 1 and 1. So basically your f of 1 is 1. So this is your first Fibonacci number. This is your second Fibonacci number. I'm going to take one more here. So I say f0 is 0. So after f1, whenever I have to, so this is defined. And whenever I have to calculate f of x, I can simply do f of x minus 1 plus f of x minus 2. Perfect. So my f of 2 is nothing but f of 0 plus f of 1. Similarly, my f of 3 is f of 1 plus f of 2. F of 4 is your f of 2 plus 3. So similarly, your f of 5 will be 5. So on and so forth. Okay. So what we'll try to do is we'll try to create a recursive program for this. So we have seen in the factorial program, so when we had to code this factorial using a recursive approach, so we have seen that it was quite simple. So if the value of n was 1, you could simply return a 1. Otherwise, we would return n into fact of n minus 1. Okay. Now let's try to convert this Fibonacci in terms of a recursive program. So assume I want to write a number, write a function whose name is Fibonacci, and this takes one argument here, int x, and I want to write a function here, definitely which is recursive, which returns me the Fibonacci of x. How do I move forward? Any ideas? Anyone? Okay, so we have discussed this. Whenever we want to convert a problem into a recursive construct, what we need to think is what we can outsource. So here assume that I'm given a, so in Fibonacci case, it is very straightforward. So assume I'm given a very big number. Assume that you come to me and you ask me what is the 123rd Fibonacci number, right? So by definition, I know that this 123rd Fibonacci number is nothing but f of 121, that is 121st Fibonacci number plus 122nd Fibonacci number, right? And to code this problem recursively, I need to know only this. So what I am going to do is I'm going to outsource this work to one person and this work to another person. So in the case of factorial program, a recursive, so this a recursive function has called it only once. In the case of Fibonacci, it is going to do this 2 times. So it's not necessary that a recursive function can call itself only once. It can call itself any number of times. So what I need to know is if I want to know the Fibonacci for any particular index here, let's say Fibonacci of 123, I'll assume that there are people who will tell me what is Fibonacci of 121 and what is Fibonacci of 122. And I only have to add them up. So it's none of my business how these two people are calculating these two Fibonacci numbers. So this particular case, so any recursive program has two cases. So this particular case is called as recursive case, right? And what is the second case we'll need? So if you look at it recursively, what Fibonacci of 122 will require? It will require Fibonacci of 120, which will require Fibonacci of 118, so on and so forth. A time will come when to solve this entire thing, you will need the Fibonacci of 0 and Fibonacci of 1. So Fibonacci of 0 can't do this. So Fibonacci of 0 can't say that I am Fibonacci of minus 1 plus Fibonacci of minus 2. No. So we know what are F0 and F1. and these are our base case. So any recursive code is made up of these two things, base case and the recursive case. So let's code the base case first. So for doing the base case, what I can do? So here we can simply say if the value of x is 0 or if the value of x is 1. What should I write? So we have seen that Fibonacci of 0 is 0 and Fibonacci of 1 is 1. So if x is 0 or if x is 1, what shall I return? So you return x. So if it is 0, it will return 0. If it is 1, it will return 1. Otherwise, in the another case, you can simply return Fibonacci of x minus 1 plus Fibonacci of x minus 2. And you are done. So your code is complete here. Okay. So this, what does this code require? For the base case, I have an if loop here. For the recursive case, I have a plus here. Can you tell me how much time this code will take to execute? So by time, I mean, let's say this particular step. So a comparison, let's say a comparison takes 1 unit time. So you have, I think, already studied complexity in your theory classes. So let's say comparison takes 1 unit time and your addition also takes 1 unit time. Other operations do not need any time. So how much time this entire code will take to execute? Assume that I'm calculating the Fibonacci for a number n. So how much time will it take? How many operations will it do? Any idea? So you can assume n to be a big number here. Okay, assume that n is a big number here. So can you tell me how many times this comparison will be done? So when I execute this code and in main I pass this Fibonacci of n, let's say n is 10. So I'm passing Fibonacci of 10. So how many times this comparison will take place during the entire code, during the entire execution?
10 times.
10 times, right? So every time I call this function, I'm going to do this comparison. So it's going to happen 10 times. Perfect. How many times this addition will happen?
8 times. Yeah.
Yes, so it will happen 8 times. So for 0 and 1, addition will not happen. For the remaining cases, it will happen. So how much is the complexity of your entire code? If this was n here instead of 10, so your complexity will be, so n times you are going to perform this comparison operation. So n for that plus, and you are going to do this addition n minus 2 times. So overall it becomes 2n minus 2, which is nothing but order of n. So if you solve this Fibonacci question using your recursive approach, its complexity is order of n. Okay. So can you now take some time and just open your editors and write a small recursive program to compute x to the power y? So think about how you will code it recursively. It's also fairly straightforward. So I'm giving you 15 minutes. Take your time, code it on your systems. And if you face any problem, you can always share your screen with me and we can discuss. So I'm giving you next